This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, and especially at the moment, I do hope you're well. Now then, a viewer request today, well specifically a Patreon supporter request, who asked me to take a look at this particular solo. So let's just tell you a little bit about it. There is a guitarist who is a member of a band, and that band in 1989 released an album, and on that album there was a track. And it's the solo from that track that we're going to look at today, specifically the live version of it. So, without further ado, here it is. And that solo is, of course, tabbed out in full in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats up on my Patreon page, along with a jam track to play along with as well. Only $3 a month, and you get all of the tabs for these YouTube videos, plus a load of other great stuff as well. Anyway, moving on, let's take a look at what's going on in that solo, why it sounds the way it sounds, why he's playing the notes that he's playing, and what makes it work. Here's an explanation. Okay, so the solo is played over a chord sequence, which for the first part of it kind of goes around this little 4-chord cycle of D to E minor 7th, B minor, then C add 9, which for the purposes of this explanation I'm just going to refer to it as a C chord, because that's how it's functioning. After that we alternate for 8 bars between the D and the C. Then we have a bar of E minor 7, followed by a bar of D over an E bass, then back to the E minor 7, a couple of bars, and then 4 bars, big build up on the C chord before finishing on the G chord. Right at the end. The G is the tonic chord. We're actually in the key of G here, although to begin with the solo does sound more centered around a D major tonality. So if you're a theory geek, you'll know that means the Mixolydian mode. Anyway, let's begin with the lead guitar part. We start with a lick that basically chooses an unusual note. He's choosing the B note over the D chord, which it's not in the chord, so you would usually tend to go for a strong note that's actually there in the chord, but he doesn't here. It actually makes the chord sound more like a D major 6th. Maybe that was what he was aiming for. Maybe he just liked the sound of it, who knows. Anyway, it goes... And that E note there, that's your first big resolution point, because it's in the C chord, which has just arrived by then. Then we do this little kind of pedal lick. That what a pedal is, basically when you kind of... I'm returning to that note after alternating another note on top of it. That's a pedal tone. Then a bend, release, then up to the E note there. Now we're starting to kind of move up the neck a little bit, bending the F sharp up to a G there, followed pretty rapidly by bending the G up to an A, bend the A up to a B, and then once again resolve to an E note for the arrival of the C chord. Next up we have this little kind of Dave Gilmour-ish kind of lick, which is based around, what you're thinking of here is a D shape, like that, a D chord shape, and you're just adding that note in there, the G note, in, to get that kind of run down like that. So it's an arpeggio based lick because you're using the notes of a chord. As is the next lick. We've got something that goes like this. Like that. And if I take that G note out of the equation, because it's not really hanging around much, then you've got a B minor arpeggio. A couple of times through that, then we're into a bit more of an ascending thing to take us up the neck, starting with this double stop, like that. Just those two notes there, the 12th fret on the 4th and 2nd string, like that. Again, D note bent up to an E to herald the arrival of the C major chord. Let me just turn the page in the tab. Okay, next section of the solo, we've got kind of another B minor arpeggio bass lick with the addition of the G note. Remember this one? There's your B minor arpeggio, adding that note in. Well, we're going to do basically the same thing an octave higher, but we're going to add the G note in as a bend. Like that, and then a bit more bendy stuff. Again, the D note being taken up to an E to coincide with the C chord. That seems to be a recurring thing that he's doing. Next up we have that, that D-shaped lick again, or a variation on it. And once again, finishing that lick there on the B note over a D chord. Exactly the same ploy he did at the beginning. Then we do the same kind of lick again. And we go for the B again, but this time an octave higher. And then he bends it a full minor third from the A note rather than up to a B like he's just done up to a C. Why? Because we've arrived at a C chord again. He plays that lick or a slight variation on it a couple of times. And then we come back down the neck again for the final section of the solo, which is, this is where that E minor section comes in at the end. So we've got an E minor or minor 7 chord, and you can see that that chord contains this G note here, which we've added in plenty of times already, but this is, I would say, a very good place to use it. And that lick there, finishing on the D note, which is coinciding with the D chord over the E bass. Then, if you can call any part of this solo flashy, this is the flashy bit. We've got that lick there with that kind of that, finishing on the B note there for the E minor chord, which contains a B note. And then after that, we've just got a slithery little thing that goes up and down the length of the B string, which I haven't quite memorized, so I'm not going to kind of make a hash of it. Basically, we start on the F sharp and hammer onto the G note there, because we've got the C add 9 chord here, which any C chord has a G note in it, so that's why he's targeting the G note there. The rest of it though, if you look at the tab numbers, if you grab the tab, you will see that it's 17, 15, 12 and 10. So that's E, D, B, A, straight out of the D major pentatonic, or actually even the G major pentatonic. If I was to play those notes here as part of a pentatonic pattern, you can see how that's all coming out of that G major pentatonic there. And we resolve on the strongest note possible right at the end of the solo on the G note over the G chord. So that's a brief explanation of what's going on in this rather wonderful solo. So there you have it. Hopefully that all made sense. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Apart from all of the usual housekeeping that I'll just mention, we have a Fret Zealot giveaway going on in this on this channel at the moment. Basically, if you want a Fret Zealot, which is that nifty little tuition device, I should say, which is a strip of LEDs that affixes to your guitar and lights up and tells you where to put your fingers to play all manner of wonderful stuff, then you can get one for free. All you got to do is enter the draw. How do you enter the draw, I hear you ask? Well, you make a donation to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice, a fantastic charity in Middlesbrough which does lots of great work with very, very ill young children. Make your donation £5 or more, screenshot your receipt. The link is in the description to make your donation, by the way. Screenshot your receipt, send it to me at the email address you can see on screen, which is also in the description below. And that's it, you're entered into the draw. I'll be drawing a winner on the 7th of May and announcing who that lucky person is very shortly thereafter. And if you don't win, don't worry, you can still get one a little bit cheaper. Use the discount code you can see on screen to get a little bit of money knocked off your purchase of a Fret Zealot. Again, the code is also in the description below, along with the link that you need to make your purchase. And that really is it for today, folks, apart from just saying don't forget the live stream on Friday, 5 PM UK time. We're going to have a beer, we're going to have a chat, we're going to have a laugh. It's been great fun the past few weeks we've been doing this, and long may it continue. And that is all I've got for you today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. If you've enjoyed the video, subscribe, notification bell, give me a like while you're at it. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time around. Stay well, folks. Stay safe. Above all, stay sane. And I'll see you next time around. Bye for now.